going to share something with you today that is going to change the way you think about running injuries and staying healthy as a runner. Hi everyone, Steve Gonzer, physical therapist with Run Smart Online. If you love to run, which I'm guessing you do because you follow this page, I got to share some information with you because this seems to be the major trend, and I don't know why I haven't gone live on this more, but a lot of runners are making this mistake over and over and over again, and I get it. We love to run, we don't like to do anything else, running's a part of our life, so when things start to go wrong, we kind of go into denial mode. Real quick before I talk about this and give you guys the down low on what I'm seeing in the clinic, if you want help with your running, be sure to check out the new Run Smart app. There's a link in this post, whether it's training plans, strength workouts, run form training. The new Run Smart app is awesome for that, and I put a link in this post. Okay, so here's the deal. Most of the runners that I see come into the clinic, when I ask them the question, when did this start, they all smile and try to think back to when it started. Very rarely does anyone say, well, it happened last week, I was really unsure if I should even be here. That's starting to happen more as I get more touch points with patients over the years and they get to me a lot sooner. But most runners look at me awkwardly and say, 6 months ago? And the tricky thing with running injuries is that they're very progressive. What starts off as a little, man, that something's there, turns into something that hurts a little bit, that turns into something where you need a couple days off in between runs, and then it turns into, instead of running 6 miles, you're running 3, and then eventually you get to the point where you see me and you're just not running anymore, and you've done the major mistake that most runners have done, which is you've run yourself out of running. What most people don't realize is that the instant that you start to feel, you start to build into an injury, that's when the body's the most excited to heal things. When you start to get inflamed, when you start to have pain, your body is jazzed up to go in and fix it for you. But what do most runners do? They go out for a run because it's not that bad. They just need to warm up a little bit. If they stretch afterwards, it's a little better. They'll spend, 3 hours a day stretching and foam rolling and jabbing lacrosse balls in every orifice and cheek of their body and muscle belly of their body, but they won't just take the time to fix the root cause of injury. And truthfully, what I see with runners is that if you can get into a habit of knowing when you're hurt, most running injuries will turn around within 2 weeks. And I know that seems scary, but when I see most of my runners who haven't been running, or they've dwindled their running over the course of 6 months, and then it takes 3 to 4 months to even get them back on the road, that's a huge landslide of time lost. So you really should realize that the instant you start to you realize you're injured, you need to address it, you need to take care of it. And real quick, whether you think you're a runner who's completely injured right now, or someone who's dealing with some achiness or tightness, or you're a runner who's just looking to prevent injury, the best way to do that is strength training. And the tough thing with that is we're runners and we love to run, but there's no better time to work on your strength. I included a link in this post to check out the Run Smart app if you didn't catch that at the top. There's tons of strength workouts and training plans to help with that stuff. But here's how you know if you're hurt, because too often can you continue to run while addressing your injury? Great question. So we have a question about, can I continue to run while I'm addressing an injury? And the answer is it depends. So let me think of a scenario. I'll have my runners continue to run if they're dealing with tightness, or they're dealing with something where like they're running, they're feeling okay, and it's a little achy afterwards. But if you're running, and here's my scale, 0 to 5, very simple, I'm a simple guy. 0, you're running along, you have no pain. 1, you're running, and you're like, I think I feel it. You can keep running through that. It's actually part of the healing process. 2 is you're running along, you're like, oh, I definitely feel my knee. I know it's there, it doesn't hurt. I'm okay with continuing to run on that. The trouble is people just continue to run to number 3, which is you're running along like, that hurts, but I can keep going. And that's the kiss of death right there. When it hurts, but you can keep running on it, that's when you're doing all the damage in the world. And then of course we have the runners who are, get to a level 4 out of 5, which is you're running, you're like, oh man, I shouldn't be doing this. But I need to get home, or I'm still a mile away from the house, it's not that bad, whatever it might be. And then we have a level 5, which is you're limping, you're dragging your leg behind, which reminds me of a runner who came in, couldn't even walk, waddling side to side. This is probably like 5 years ago, and I still remember this runner waddling in, She had stress fractures in both of her ankles and looks at me and goes, "Do you think I can do my triathlon this weekend?" I'm like, "Oh my God, you guys, you're killing me." But if you're below, if you're a 2 and below, you can continue to run on that. Once you get to the point where you're running, you're like, "This doesn't feel good," like just shut it down. Get into things, because here's the cool thing about running injuries is that a lot of times early on, they only hurt running. And that's their trigger. Is like, I can do everything in my life but run. That's the perfect time to get after it, and you start reloading injuries, you start fixing causes, you start working in glute strength, core strength, and then you can get back on the roads quicker. The problem is most runners get to the point where it hurts to go up and down steps, it hurts to walk, it hurts to squat, it's very tight after sitting for too long. That's when you're up shit's creek a little bit, and you have to reel yourself back in and then build yourself back up. Don't get to that point, and you are able to stay a lot more consistent in your running. And when you have something like Lisa saying her knees hurt so bad right now, like that is a time where you need to calm down. Pain is a sign of damage. Pain is a sign of inflammation, which is a sign of either tearing, bruising, which is bleeding. If you have that pain, sometimes it's rest, guys. Sometimes you need to rest an injury to heal it. And rest works really well early in the cycle. So if you are struggling, or maybe you're not struggling, which would be fantastic, early in the cycle, catch it quick. If you get above a 3, pull the plug. If you are having symptoms that are not just running, they're starting to get into your daily life, pull the plug, work on those things. Strength training is the way to go. It's the best place to go, but if you're just sore all the time, you may just need some rest. Cycling usually works really well if you're really sore as a bridge to being back on the roads. But if you want help addressing a lot of the causes of why runners get hurt, that's glute strength, core strength, bad balance. That's the root cause of all that stuff. Check out the link in this post, the Run Smart app. We actually have an injury management program on there to help anyone who's struggling right now and frustrated and just guessing when to go back to running. But catch them early. It really works and it keeps you consistent. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye.